Hello, everybody. My name is Nick Schadler, and today I'm going to tell you a story about my trip to Orlando that I had earlier this year. I just recently got promoted, and when I to GM, and then AMC Theaters decided to take all of us, the GMs, to our annual conference in Orlando, Florida. It was my first time flying. I was really nervous. I left out of Kansas City, and I just remember as we got took off, I was like, "Oh, thank God, this is nice and smooth. Just can't wait until I land. Come on!" I'm gonna try to go to sleep. So I remember going to sleep, and next thing I know, I ended up in Orlando. I got to Orlando, we got to the airport, and we ended up going to our hotel. Me and the old GM at the Pittsburgh movie theater, we got there a day earlier so we can go and have a night on our own. So we went to a hotel, went out, had a few drinks, and got to see some things that we wanted. And then the next morning, we woke up and it was time for our connections meeting. So we left our hotel. We went to our hotel, and that was in the resort of or Disneyland. There, when we got there, this is what it looked like. When we got there, we found out that we were really close to boardwalk, so we decided to walk around the boardwalk and get familiar with what our area was. It was, as you can see, we're right there, lakeside. Uh, my room was really crappy because I look out my window and all I seen was an air conditioner. And then the welcoming event took place at Universal Studios, which is the best place that we went the whole entire time. We started off with Jurassic Land, Parkland, and there they fed us dinner. It was a bunch of Chinese food, but little buffet tables all the way around there. And then on the other side, they had Harry Potter World, which there they fed us dessert, had little tables of dessert. They had cookies, little pastries, and they also had open bar. Everything was open bar there, so you could drink if you wanted to. And they left this ride open for us, and it was the ride that you are with Harry Potter. You're playing Harry Potter and you're playing Quidditch. So that was the fun part as we got back. And then the next day, we had meetings all day, and vendor meetings was the coolest one because we got to meet all the vendors that supply us with our concession supplies, our janitor supplies, and everything like that. They gave us away a bunch of free stuff, like a bunch of candy. There's free hot dogs there, and the coolest thing ever there was I got to hold an Oscar. An Oscar. That Open Roads got it, which we AMC Theaters are partnered with them, so they let everybody that wanted to come around hold the Oscar, which Oscars weigh about 25 pounds, maybe even 30. And then after the vendor meeting, we had leadership meetings, which there we had one of the Disney representatives host this guy. And what he did was he sent us to Epcot, and we had scavengers hunts there, and then basically every person got a leadership position. And in Epcot, we went through many different worlds, and we got to see the Epcot Ball, which is right here. That it led us to that. There's also a maze there that we had to do, that we got blindfolded, and it took us like 10-15 minutes to get through the maze. And after the maze was done, and we were done with leadership, we got moved to Universal Studios, and there, that happened to be all these studios. They came in and they showed us clips of many different movies. We had Open Roads, we had Fox, Disney was there showing us stuff, and the main one that I can remember is Boss Baby. We got to watch about 15 minutes of the movie. It hasn't been released yet. It comes out in March, but it was just a little bunch of teaser trailers for it, and it's one of the few I didn't sleep to. So I do recommend watching it. It comes out March 31st, and to end the night, we went back to Epcot, had an award ceremony. Got to watch the old GM of Pittsburgh win GM of the Year, and at the end of the night, after the award ceremony, we got to go watch the fireworks at Epcot's Lake, and they were really loud. And then the next day, after all the conference meetings, they decided to take us to Animal Kingdom. There at Animal Kingdom, we got to see this famous tree that lit up at night, and then we also rode a little trolley thing. I can't remember the name of the ride, but basically, we just went through and got to see all these different sorts of animals. One of the other things that we had the next day was a Baywatch lunch. Pretty incredible. There's a bunch of people there doing mini tricks like juggling fire while we're eating lunch. It's very distracting. Probably didn't even eat that much for lunch. We also got to see a lip sync battle. Following that, then we had the night on our own, which I chose Magical Kingdom. There, we didn't get to ride any rides. We got to spend there 2 hours there. Next thing we know, the park is closing. So we did what we did. Got to see. We got to see little. There was Toy Story characters all around and stuff like that. We just got to see all that. And then, as soon as the park closed, we decided to go to Disney Springs. There we were really hungry, so we were looking around, and I ran across this brochure that looked like this, and it was advertising for Guy Fieri's restaurant, which I'm interested in. I watched his shows on Food Network. So we went to Planet Hollywood Observatory, which right here is a picture of it. One of the best restaurants I've ever had, but extremely expensive. A burger and fries there cost us $20, and margarita that was in a fishbowl cost us $30, and then just to get a refill on the glass, which the glass was take home, cost us $30. And then next day it was time to go home. It's kind of sad. I didn't want to go home. I had a bunch of homework I knew I was going to have to come home to, but the flight back was a lot more comfortable since I knew what it was going to be like. As soon as I got back, I just was really tired, so I stayed another night in Kansas City. Thank you guys for your time.